Well, it's me again. My hair's getting so long it's getting uncontrollable. Hopefully I'll have enough to donate in 2 years. And the reason I donate, my daughter survived cancer and she donated first. And I appreciated it, and then she doesn't donate now, and so I do. And I donate to Wigs for Kids with Cancer in Ohio. I was sending to Locks of Love in Florida and found out they were selling it and making money off of it instead of helping people. And I didn't think that was proper. So I changed and I sent it somewhere else. I would rather it go to kids or old people that would be embarrassed. I don't care if I lost my hair. I'd just go with it. My sister had cancer. She didn't survive. She was my oldest sister, like my mom. And the hardest part of her was losing her hair. And when I told her, shave your hair, lassie, let the chemo do its job, her husband, the lowlife that he was, bitched and complained and bitched and complained, and I'm going, and her kids are telling her, Mom, just shave it. Mom, just shave it. Everybody's telling her, shave it. That man tortured that woman for years. And I loved her, and it was hard when I lost her. Because it didn't matter where I come from, how I ended up, I might end up there. And she'd get mad because I hitchhiked to get there. But when I got there, I had a bed. Couldn't count her to come get you anywhere, though. I mean, she didn't want to go and get you. She figured you shouldn't be on the road hitchhiking. But if that's the only way you had to get home, and your kids were there, you would do it. Or I did. I don't do that no more. I drive everywhere. I drove for Uber 4 years. I was happy driving because I was self-employed, and if I was sick and couldn't get out, I couldn't lose my job. And I can't hold down a job because of my medical problems. And those were caused from a bullet. Can't believe I survived that. No, I didn't know the person shoot me. Yes, he was in the Air Force. And yes, that does make me resentful of military who come to the States and use their guns against us paying your salary. Yeah, I resent that. I do. I'm going to counseling trying to get over a lot of my resentfulness of stuff that's happened to me. And the sad part, I was watching YouTube and I saw that Sonny Bono's son passed away, I think. And I was a big fan of Cher. Not so much of Sonny, but Cher. And my son went and saw her in person. And I write songs, Cher. If you ever wanted to record one of my songs, I would be honored. Although I wouldn't. You might write your own songs, I don't know. I'm a writer, but I'm not very good at promoting myself. I did some amazing things, though. I did. I mean, I don't know to this day how in the heck I'd done it. I read a book, and before you know it, I had a record on a jukebox. I never played with a band. I recorded some songs. Excuse me. And I paid some people to put some music to some songs. And it ended up on a jukebox. And I traveled a little bit, putting that record out on jukeboxes and interviewing at radio stations. I think I did an interview at Big K radio station, AM station down in Warrenton, Virginia with Tomcat, they called him. Called him Tomcat because he was married, but he liked the ladies. He never disrespected me, though, in any way. I have to say that for him. I guess he was very respectful of other DJs. Back then it was DJ, now it's called radio personality. And I've been told I am entertaining. I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I guess if I went on stage sometimes and there was a lot, like in TV, you'd probably wear makeup so I don't look so dead. I have internal bleeding from when I got shot, so I'm always white. Very. Poor blood circulation. I have met so many interesting people in my life. I've never met Cher, but I've always respected her for being a lady who respected everybody and fought for everybody. So, to Cher is my condolences. To Sonny, somebody should have whipped you a little bit a long time ago. Boy. I think. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know how it went. Could have been Cher was the one that was throwing him around for all I know. I know I had a sister threw her husband around. I didn't think that was very nice. But now I do also know one thing. If I had it to do over, when my first husband handed me that razor blade and told me to slit my wrist and show me how to do it, I think if I had it to do over, I would have turned around and kicked him right between her legs and told him, maybe that'll stop you from having any more children. I'm resentful of that man. I tried my best to do the best for my children, and all he did was try to attack me constantly. I mean, financially. The worst part, financially, which affected my children. And now my children have grown, they've got kids, and he's coming to the weddings and the grandchildren's weddings, and I have to go and face that idiot. I don't like it. I don't even want to see him or be around him. But I was cordial. I did not make a scene. And when I pray for you, Master Sergeant Barker and his officer wife, Sandra Barker, I don't pray for goodness. I pray for God to do justice. That's what I pray for. I don't pray that if you had something wrong with you, you might heal. I'd leave that up to God. I'd leave that up to God. And I'm praying that He will put some things straight. I raised my kids by myself, did the best I could. I failed them on many occasions by trying to help the wrong people. I have had so many head injuries, I don't remember a lot of stuff. I may have hurt a lot of people emotionally without intending to, and if I did, I am so, so sorry. So sorry. I never intended on hurting anybody. And I don't even know. I think I was a good person. I remember people saying things to me that made me believe I was a good person. And it would be strange things too, you know. And I've had conversations with people who told me that I was invited to their house because of me, not my ex-husband. I got married again. I wish I hadn't. I'll not do it again. I'll not get married again. Marriage is for the birds. Love, Valentine's Day, that's a farce. I do love some people truly with all my heart, and that is families that have been kind to me. And I've been blessed with lots of people who've been kind to me, but I've been told by my children I was wrong to accept kindness from somebody. I should have made things on my own. But I think kindness should be spread. I think. And so when I travel somewhere and I see someone showing this random act of kindness, I walk up to them and I say thank you. And to those families, you will be blessed and have been blessed, I'm sure. Because if you're that kind of a person, unfortunately, I'm that kind of a person, but when things are wrong, I speak out. And that causes me problems. I tend to tell the truth. Truth don't want to be known sometimes when it's bad. And when I see something that ain't right, like somebody picking on a small kid and that kid can't defend themselves, I would step in. So I guess I've made a lot of enemies, through the years. I have never in my entire life been happy anybody was dead except for one particular person. And that person became obsessed with me and used me as she chased me throughout the United States, causing trouble everywhere she went. Cutting people's tires, cutting me. I had to put her in her place a couple times, and then I found out, I was watching some documentaries, and there was this trucker route, 81, and they'd been finding bodies all up and down 81. I traveled and walked on 81 I don't know how many times. Then I found out it's illegal to walk on 81. So if you're going to walk, you have to walk on the back roads. But I don't understand why, even if you're walking on the back roads, you are harassed by the police. If you're walking on a back road and you're not causing anybody any trouble, why are you bothering me? So when I was followed by the police, state police, and chased off 81 when I was trying to get away from a situation where I knew I was in danger, and I saw them state police follow me, I figured I'd give them a laugh. So I bent down and I picked me up an old feather and I stuck it in my cap. I'm sure they got a laugh out of that. I can hear them going back to the station now. You see this idiot walking up 81 with a hat. Now she thinks she's somebody. She's putting... I did that to give them a laugh. They deal with a lot of stuff. The police do. Usually when I get a ticket, I thank them for doing their job. They think I'm crazy, but they're doing their job. If they gave more tickets for people who were speeding and did their job more, there wouldn't been as many accidents. But you see people speeding, and the bad part is you see certain, in the state of Virginia now, you see certain tag numbers, and they've got this snake on them. And I hate those tag numbers with the snakes because they speed everywhere they go. I don't see ever those tags being pulled over by the police and given a ticket. Ever. But they speed more than anybody in the state of Virginia. So all these cars with these snakes, I don't like you. Because you don't value law. You don't value driving slow enough to protect somebody from getting killed. You probably drink and drive as well. And do other drugs. Like ecstasy, crack, whatever you're doing out there, which is destroying the world. I would prefer to see children get involved in sports if the sports are not promoting steroids, which will hurt people. And I like to see kids get out, get some exercise. And nowadays, they don't even want to get out of the house. It's so dangerous out there, I can understand. I don't feel safe walking anymore. I like to walk, though. And I don't like it, to have to think when I'm walking, I got to watch behind my back. But I do. And I will look everybody I pass in the eye. Because if they won't look me in the eye, they are not to be trusted, and I will not trust them. I'll watch them like a hawk. I won't trust them. And so to those families that I can trust, which was, when I was younger, the Burnett family. God bless them. Dreama Burnett, she was so beautiful, oh my Lord. And Mr. Burnett, he liked me. He once told me I was the best of the whole and cussed bunch. And I guess he's talking about my family. You know, my family was into a lot of crap I didn't know about. And I left home when I was 16. And when I realized my sister was, she wanted me to become a famous singer and get 50% of what I made. And she wanted me to do whatever it took to get there. And I wasn't willing to do that. So I kind of parted ways with her and took my own route, which gave me 2 beautiful children, which I raised, and now I'm wondering why in the heck I had kids in the first place. I love them. I think they're a bit hard on me. And in fact, I think they're a lot hard on me. And unless they lived, which they did live my life kind of with me, because when I got evicted, they were there. Fortunately, my family, which did give us beds to sleep in, or would give us funds to get to a motel, or gas to get to somewhere, or buy us food. Whereas the Barker family, y'all, boy, you have more money than you know what to do with, and you do nothing for your family, except for my son. My son I brought up to do for his family. And his wife takes advantage of that. Ex-wife. He was smart enough to divorce her. But my kids did not be hard on me until they got married, you know. And when I see that somebody they're married to is doing things that's hurting them, it's going to eventually hurt their family, i.e. me or them, I ain't happy. And I guess that's why they started being harsh on me, because I could see right through their husband and wife. Right through them. And when I spoke my truth, I was called a liar. And those lies that they told on me were believed. And that's okay, because God knows the truth. And they don't believe in God, so what are they worried about? They can lie all they want to and think, oh, it's okay, I'm Muslim, or I'm an atheist, I don't believe. I'm going to get reprimanded for my lies. One day you will. One day you will. One day you will. Just saying. I've lost 2 subscribers. I guess my truths are starting to offend my family. And that's okay. I don't try to get subscribers. You have to try to pay Facebook and Google and all that crap to get subscribers. And I don't want to do that, because Facebook allowed too many lies to be spread. So I don't want to give Facebook any money. Period. YouTube, unfortunately, is a part of Google and Facebook. And so I guess when I do these and I record these and I put them out there, people that are on and they see that I'm speaking the truth, they will not become subscribers. If you happen to tune in to me and you see me and you are interested in justice, truth, honesty, I am planning on running for president. Now, I've done some research, and it only takes 3 things to run for president, and I've qualified for all 3 of those. And I believe the last Republican president was the most craziest and stupidest and most ignorant and low-life piece of crap that this country has ever allowed to be put in office, and I don't think he got there fairly. And I know for a fact that January 6, 2020 was the most disgusting, disappointing time in my 71 years of living. I was never so disappointed in American citizens in my entire life. And unfortunately, a lot of them sounded like me, a dad-blamed hillbilly. It was awful. Awful. I hope to God nothing like that ever happens again, but I know I'm a little bit disappointed in Biden. I voted for you. But I don't think I'll be voting for you in 2024. I think I'll be running against you. because you did not give to the seniors of this country who put in their life into this country and had it taken by the parties of the political personalities. The local starting, you start locally and you clean house, and you clean house with the politicians who are pocketing that money and preventing people to vote to keep them from doing that. So when I do run, I doubt it if I will get elected. I don't have enough money. But if you want a difference and truth and honesty and maybe some people held accountable for what they do, then vote for me. Sandra K. Endicott Barker. Now I've had more aliases. I was Sandy K, the singing, dancing DJ. I was Sandy K as a karaoke operator and did shows at the infamous JV restaurant. I have been a little disappointed in that place a little bit lately. Not enough people wear masks, and it's enclosed, and a lot of people don't get vaccinated that go there, so I haven't been going there. That's not the owner's fault. I don't blame them, but I do think that maybe more businesses should start paying attention to who they let in their doors. You know, if they're going to let people in their doors, it's going to cause sickness or something to the other clientele. That's up to them to put a stop to that. And if they don't, then I just have to watch where I go and when I go. I will probably still go there for dinner because it's the best food, and you can get the best food there, and it's clean. The people cook clean, and most of the staff's pretty decent. Every once in a while you run into one that's got an attitude, but when you do, you just toss it off and leave. Now, if they make a mistake in grabbing you, then that's a mistake. You don't grab me. You know, put your hands on me. Don't put your hands on me unless I say you can, period. Female or male. So, I guess I better get started. Thursday's going to be warm. I'm going to be hitting the canvas on the streets here. I'm going to be knocking on some doors, and I'm going to be asking them for a signature. When I get enough signatures, I will start putting in my forms. And I will just start locally, right here in Stafford County, Virginia. Now, we got a blame Republican governor, and I am so disappointed in him. And him getting elected, I was so disappointed in that. And I don't like him, period. He is trying to make schools in Virginia private, and he's doing that so he can pocket money in his own pockets. Schools in Virginia have not gotten what they should be getting all along when the Republicans are in office. They do not give to the schools. They take from the schools. I know for a fact there's one politician, one person that ripped Grundy, Virginia blind and got put in jail for FEMA fraud, and now he's out there in Tazewell County taking more money from the school system. I don't understand that. If somebody got arrested for fraud, why in the world would you put them in charge of anybody's money? Unfortunately, I speak out against people, and I got the heck beat out of me. And now I don't remember a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to get in touch with people I knew that knew me, you know, before all the head injuries, to see if I was, what kind of person I was, you know. I think maybe the desire to help people has diminished immensely. And that's sad because, like I said, there's not enough people that help people. And unfortunately, some people you just can't help. And when you can't help them and you realize you just can't help them, you just have to let them go. That's all there is to it. Just have to let them go. Part ways. If they're your family, it's sad, but you have to part ways. They could be your biggest fan and love you as much as you could, but you still got to part ways because you can't deal with that stuff. The violence. Can't deal with it. I love my family because they're my family. I do not approve of a lot of things they do. some of them. And I've kept myself distant so that I didn't know things that, might get me and my kids in trouble. I kept me and my kids on a lawful level, so to speak. We always had driver's license. We always had insurance. We always had, we followed the rules. If they say wear a mask and that's what's smart to go out in public and wear a mask, we wear a mask. If they say you should get vaccinated because this virus is killing people, we get vaccinated. We try to follow the rules and follow the protocol. Unfortunately, when I was driving for Uber, people don't want to follow the rules and they don't want to follow the protocol. So I got out of Uber. I was highly disappointed in Uber allowing this to happen and get by with it, and then not informing people that this is going to kill you. You need to start taking precaution. Uber, you should be sued for the lies you spread. I had people in my car telling me that the last president owns America. I had to inform them that wasn't true, that he had bought the White House and bought America, and now that they support him and send him his money. These people were from Ghana. He got a lot of money from Ghana. If he give them a lot of money, they're going to give them land, and they come in here and they can rule certain areas. And that's what these people were telling me from Ghana now in an Uber car. I had to inform them, no, that man does not own the White House. That belongs to the people. And in 2020, he'll be gone. He'll be gone. I said, because he's been, coercion with Russia. And I said, he is our enemy. Russia is our enemy. And I said, we will go after Russia. Now, Biden, he ain't strong enough about going after Russia. Putin should be take him out. I mean, it's the only way you're going to get rid of that crap in Russia. I mean, really. I don't like death. I don't like to see people die, but some people it just should be dead because they're just bad for people. They're bad for the earth. They're bad for everything. They spread trash all over the place. They don't follow the rules. I mean, come on. I don't know. My son said to make my videos longer and I would get more subscribers. Well, that didn't work. I guess when I started making longer, I started ranting about how unfair this America is and how it should be straightened out, which it should be. I guess I could start with running for the governor of Virginia against this governor and start there, maybe. But then it would take too long to become president. And somebody needs to be president that's going to take some action against Putin, against the Floridians down there that need to be in jail and gone out of America. And they need to start investigating those people that are from Russia and Iran in America. If you're not from America and you're from another country, they should be watching you with a magnifying glass. Magnifying glass. Magnifying glass. What are you doing here? How many lies have you told here? How would you like to go back to Russia? Or Iran? Watching you. Watching you. From Trinidad, I'd be watching them like a hawk. Oh, yeah. You better be watching the Trinidadians. They're not to be trusted, some of them. I'd be watching Canada, especially Ontario. A lot of drugs coming through the Canadian border. And I don't mean marijuana. Marijuana ain't killed nobody. But it sure has. If you have an addictive nature, it could lead you to other drugs. I mean, it's up to you, but it's up to you. You're going to go to them drugs whether marijuana got you there or not. Marijuana's been known to help glaucoma, which helped me. It's been known to help vomiting, which I was told to smoke it for head injury, and it has helped with vomiting. which maybe have saved my life when I got shot because I have to vomit a lot. And if I had vomited a lot, my intestines would have split open and I would be dead. Period. So, I'm all for federal legalization of marijuana. I think it would probably be better to legalize marijuana and take alcohol out. You know, the hard alcohol, because too many people get out and drive on it. And I thank God that my children are smart enough to not drive and drink. If they drink, they stay at home. Or they drink and they drink water with it so that when they do, it's diluted where they're not as drunk, where they can't drive home. I prefer they didn't drive it off, they was drinking. Any of them, my children or grandchildren, any of them is what I'd prefer, but it's not up to me. I've done my job. I raised my children the best I could. And according to them, I was a very bad parent. I didn't beat them. I did lose my cool a couple times and emotionally scar them because I was trying to make my point and I did not want to start beating them. I knew if I started, I might not stop. You know, I knew if I got started whipping them, it would be too hard. And so I would show them how angry I was by throwing the furniture around in the living room and make them help me clean it up. And my daughter told me that was worse than being whipped. I don't know. My mommy whipped me with a switch many times, and half the time it's something I didn't do. I just didn't want that kind of punishment on my kids. But I didn't think it was proper just stick them in a corner and say, okay, you stay in the corner and then you're going to learn your lesson. That's bull crap. If a kid sticks its hand in fire, you're going to let it stick it in fire to see the pain? I don't think so. You're going to smack its hand and say that hurts. You don't want the kid to get burnt. It's going to damage the skin. You know what I mean? You start when they're little. Smack their hand. If they steal something when they're little, you make them take it back and apologize. That's what I did with my kids. They thought I was crazy when I made them return a 25-cent water gun. But I didn't have to worry about my kids going to jail for stealing. Not once did I have to worry about my kids going to jail for stealing. They knew if they came to me and needed money and I had it, I'd give it to them. And I never hardly had it, so once they got up big enough to start working, they started earning their own money. And me, I was probably wrong in doing this, but I wanted them to learn the value of money, so when I got my, income tax checks, instead of maybe putting it towards a down payment of a house or saving it for a down payment of a house, which I should have done, I thought maybe I had the land down home. I could build a house there and that'd be it, But they never wanted to live down home, so when I bought a house down there, they didn't want it, and I sold it. So when I got my income tax check, I would split it 3 ways. I'd take 1/3. I think I might have taken 2/3 and gave them 1/3, half. And I'd give them that money, and they did what they want with it. But my son learned to handle money a lot better than my daughter did. And I think maybe it might have been part of my fault. When she got cancer, I allowed her to get away with stuff, I shouldn't let her get away with, because I was just so scared of losing her. She survived cancer, thank God. And I believe one of the reasons she survived cancer is because I heard about marijuana, and I knew they were giving it to a cancer patient in South Carolina, a Marine, or an Army guy or something. And I said, well, if it helps cancer that was caused by Agent Orange, it'll help cancer my daughter has. So when they told me that it helped cancer, I got some, and when she went to sleep, I would blow it in her face, and she didn't die. But I believe she would have if I hadn't done that, because she wouldn't have tolerated the chemo. So, thank God for chemo, and some people do survive, and people that have breast cancer and don't get these vaccinations, then you're bringing the death on your own self. Don't hold it against somebody else when you start facing that death and you're rasping for that breath and can't breathe. You could have got vaccinated and you might have survived a little bit longer. So, I imagine I've lost 2 subscribers. I either offended them or maybe somebody died that was subscribing to me. I don't know. And I don't really care. Because if they didn't subscribe to me, they don't care about what I say anyway, and I don't want them there. But I do want to say condolences to Sheriff on the loss of your son. And I do want to say to the Burnett family out of West Virginia, God bless you. And to the Kay family in Missouri, Rita Kay and her family, I do send blessings to you for the kindness I was shown by the Burnett family. And I think there was Connie Tasker. I don't know if she's still alive, but God bless her. She was a good friend to me and informed me of a lot of stuff that I don't know if anybody else would have had the patience to take me and sit me down and explain things to me the way she did. And I loved her for it. I loved her. Her and Doris, Rita. Little Demp, I thought he was adorable and I loved him to pieces, but Ms. Burnett, she moved. I don't know what happened to Mr. Dent. See, Burnett, I don't know if he passed away, and then she remarried, or I don't know if she divorced him and then remarried, but she ended up in Missouri. And I went to Doris's funeral. I was so sad to see her go. It hurt me bad. And lately I've been dreaming about the Burnett family, and it bothers me. Because when I start dreaming about somebody, it's usually because somebody in the family passed away. And I've been told by psychiatrists you're not supposed to dream and you're not supposed to remember your dreams, but I don't agree with the psychiatrist. Some people do dream and they do remember their dreams, and that's a bunch of bullshit to get some people some drugs that cost a lot of money and feed the pharmaceutical companies of the world. And that's what psychiatrists do. I wouldn't send a child to a psychiatrist for nothing in the world. I'd send them to a psychologist or a counselor, but I would not send them to a psychiatrist. So, one of the mistakes I've made in my life is to sign myself into a psych ward so that I would see my grandchildren, and now they don't even want to see me anyway. So, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I should have said, you don't want me seeing your kids? Fine. Get lost with them. I'm done with you too. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. I signed myself in to prove to my grandchildren and my children that I love them that much. And it caused me problems. I won't do it again. I won't. I won't do it again. My grandchildren want to see me. They know where I'm at. And I ain't seeing anybody knocking on my doors. Except for my grandson, Caleb. And that's where I live with my daughter. I ain't seen any of the rest of them come knocking on my doors. You don't want to see me? Fine. I don't care. Don't see me. Think I care? I do care. That's the problem. It hurts, and that's the problem. But I'm not going to fuss at him over it. I'm going to bide my time. This May, I'm going to start. Sell my car, and I'm going to go by train, and I'm going to get some signatures through all the states that it goes. I'm going to take a train. I'm going to go into Washington, D.C. and start there. I'm going to talk to everybody there before the train pulls out. And then I'm going to go on up the line, and I'm going to walk that train as I go, and I'm going to talk to people. I might get shot before I get out of there, but if I do, well, I hope they kill me this time, because I'm tired of getting shot and not dying. I'm ready. So if somebody's going to shoot me or kill me, please make, for God's sake, I'm dead. Won't you? Please. Please. So I do miss hanging out with my niece, my sister's oldest daughter. But you know, when my sister died, they turned on me too. And it was sad to see, you know. And I also found out somebody went to a lot of states and got Social Security in my name, which took Social Security from my account, which wasn't right. And they also got pain prescriptions in my name. I don't know, I think Florida might have been one of the states. California might have been one of the states. North Carolina might have been one of the states. Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky. And they've gone to doctors and they pretended to be me. And then they've gone to doctors and said that they were getting medicine for me when it wasn't for me. And they got it themselves. And I would like to see all those doctors And all those pharmacists held accountable, held accountable, held accountable. I would like to see the people that done it. Don't know who they are. Had to be somebody probably in my family. I'd like to see them held accountable, held accountable, held accountable. I probably won't see it in my lifetime. In fact, I probably won't see any justice the rest of my life because I don't see it coming. I don't see anybody wanting to be, a good person. Not many people want to be a good person anymore. I mean, I don't understand why they don't, but they don't. And it's been destroyed by drugs, heavy drugs, crack, cocaine, meth, heroin. Those are drugs I try to stay away from. Unfortunately, when I got shot, that's the first time I had exposure to those kinds of drugs, and that was not a pleasant exposure because I had kept away from that kind of drugs for 30 years. And I didn't get shot till I was 30. And the first thing I thought when I got shot is, I'm 30. And when Jesus hung on the cross, according to the historical records, he was 30. Why I would think that is weird. It's just really freaking weird, but I'm weird sometimes. One thing I'm good at, though, I'm good at recognizing when somebody is in pain here. I am good at that, and I'm good at reading people's eyes. And when I see somebody hurting here, I might approach them, say a small prayer for them, and let them know that I've got them in my good thoughts. But I will be weary of those people because you don't know why they're hurting inside. You don't know their life. I've gone to a few birthday parties. I don't really know the people. I guess I self-invited myself, and I won't do that no more either. If somebody don't think highly enough of me to personally invite me, I won't be saying, well, where's my invitation, and go. Because I don't know. I might be in the middle of something when something goes down, and I don't know what the heck it is, and I'll be caught in the middle of it. So birthday parties, yeah, nah, I don't participate in those too awful much. I've not been invited to a whole lot of them. I don't think I've ever had a really good birthday party for myself, where, everybody thought, oh, let's love Sandy and give her a birthday party and surprise her with a cake and presents and all that stuff. I don't think I've ever had that I remember. I remember June West, my cousin, one time came up to see me, and her daughter Betty came. God bless her. She was a sweet child. And she brought me a coloring book and crayons. I never had a coloring book and crayons before in my life. I was so happy. I couldn't color very well in the lines, though. She could. She could color really well. I couldn't. I got problems with lines, and my fingers they don't work very well. They were frostbitten when I was little, so they don't work as well as they ought to. And so I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler, and that's a fact. I joke about it, but it's true. The ruler, my hands shake or something, and the ruler goes all wacky. So, but poems and songs come to me. Wouldn't say they're the best in the world, but I've been told it's a gift I didn't really want. Well, if you're out there and you're watching, prayers, peace be unto you. And if you're out there and you say any good thoughts or prayers, send them to Cher, because I know that it's going to tear her heart out. It's going to tear her heart out. I don't know how he died, but it's going to tear her heart out. I don't know how Sonny Bono will worry about it, or even if he's even still alive. But whoever died in Cher's life, may they rest in peace. peace, crooked kind of peace. Love, harmony. And I can't sing it, but my granddaughter, Zoya, can. She's got a beautiful voice. And to all,